I think I'm a little early. I was ready to go and I just realized, oops, it's 5 till. But that's okay. We're just gonna roll with it. Hopefully, everyone will find their way here. Um, so, welcome to Project Recipe. We are not cooking anything. If this is your first time here, this is not a cooking demonstration, except that we are going to be cooking up a scrapbook page. And we're using a Creative Memories project recipe. And since we are a little early, you have time, if you haven't registered for the event and gotten the PDF of the project recipe, you have time to go to DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com and sign up for tonight, so that you can get the project recipe. Unfortunately, after the event, it won't be available. You can't register for events that have already passed. So if you like to get the recipe, then you'll want to do that. So, oh, good. Look, Stacey was ready, so that's great. It's very rare that I am early. Usually, I'm running around gathering things at the last minute, but here we are. So, a couple announcements to make as everyone finds their way on here. If I can press the right button, that would be good. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. We traveled just to South Carolina, and so we leave early Thursday morning, 5 in the morning, and then came back on Sunday. Stopped in Jacksonville, saw my son and daughter-in-law, and that was a great time. And then most of you know, I think, that I am headed to the Honolulu Marathon this weekend to run 26.2 miles. And I'll be doing that with my husband. And we just celebrated our 26th anniversary. So we thought that was a nice tie-in. My daughter likes to say, hey, I love a theme. But we're really going because Crystal, one of our Scrappy friends, and she's been on Let's Taco about it. She wants to, in her lifetime, not in 1 year or anything, but run a marathon in all 50 states. So since my husband was born and raised in Hawaii, and since that's where we met when I finished college in Hawaii, we decided that we would do Hawaii, the Honolulu Marathon, with her. So in the feed drawing tonight, if you're watching, make sure you comment, as some of you have already done. Welcome, Kathleen, watching on YouTube. So that is how the bots enter you in the giveaway tonight. So it is important that you comment and like this live. Many thanks if you've subscribed to me on YouTube. If you do, you'll get a notification when I go live. Same, you'll get a reminder if you register for the event. And of course, if you say you're going to the event on Facebook, you'll also get notified. All important when you're trying to be on here. But I appreciate if you have subscribed to me on YouTube. And that is the easiest way for you to watch prior videos, especially if you like to go back and pause them and, scrap along just on your own time, not live. So this is an important announcement in case you missed it. The Happy Holideals is going on right now at creativememories.com. So their deals 30 to 40% off on select decorative products, mainly for products that are 2022 and older. Those ones are on sale. And then also BOGO on punches and border maker cartridges. So that's a great deal. And so you might want to hop on over there and see what is available. Plus, there's a really cool new, this isn't the picture of it, but there's a really cool new tropical collection that includes a turtle punch. So turtle punch and a wave punch, so cool. But in case you missed it on the post on Facebook, anyone who orders from my Creative Memory site in December will be entered to win one of these Christmas on the Coast bundles. I had an extra one left over from the promo at the beginning of November. And so you'll get one entry for every $25 you order through my CM site. So if you missed the Christmas on the Coast bundle, here's your chance. You can win one of those. It comes with a little dual palm tree punch. And so just another way I like to thank all of you for supporting my business through the year. Tool time with Tara next Tuesday. It will be at Tuesday at 7 p.m., but I will be in Hawaii still, ready to board a red eye. Well, not quite yet because I'll be 5 hours behind. So it'll be in the afternoon, and I will not have, we will be making our way soon to the airport. So I will be recording Tool Time with Tara before I leave for Hawaii. And so, but it will go live at 7, and I'll let you know how I will do the drawings for the CM credits. There is a virtual crop the weekend, December 13th to the 17th. So if you've not participated in that, you'll want to watch my Facebook page for a post on how to join the virtual group. And you'll make pages. Creative Memories will post sketches. You'll make pages. And if you just add the hashtag Daytona Area Scrapbooking to what you create, then you will be entered to win some CM credits for me. So that goes Friday, December 13th to Tuesday, the 17th. And hello, everyone that's just hopping on. You're not late. I was a little early, so thanks for being on here. We do have the Merry Mail card kit. We'll be meeting at Cherry Hill Ice Cream at 2 p.m. on Sunday, December 15th. It's kind of hidden by my graphic here, but my overlay, but it's $29. You can sign up on my website and come make Christmas cards with us. And if that's too late for you to make Christmas cards and you've already sent them out and you are just way on top of things, then you can do one of the other Creative Memories card kits. So you can sign up for that at DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com, and I hope to see you there. I think there's about 8 signed up right now. So there's room for a couple more to join us. And then Tuesday, December 17th is Techie Tuesday. That will be at 12 p.m. a lunch show. Jumpstart January is filling up. I like to put what percentage we're at, but I did see that Friday and Saturday full tables are sold out. So we just have half tables left at this point for Friday and Saturday. I do have a couple Saturday only full tables available, but I'll probably see how many they have and maybe move one over in my inventory to Friday and Saturday, because usually people want to come to both. So if you end up signing up for a half table and you wanted a full table, you can always just email me and get added to the waiting list. And if we don't fill up, then I will reach out to you and see if you would like to upgrade to a full table. But hopefully you will join us. We are raising money for local veterans at Jumpstart January. If you don't have the shirt yet, some of you have already placed your order. You'll want to do that. I'll be putting the first order in for shorts this week, and then I will be ordering more as we get to the end of December. But go ahead, and if you know you need one of these shirts, which you know you do, they say Life, Liberty, and the Pursuit of Scrappiness. And then on the back it says Scrappy Ladies Raising Money for Local Veterans. Mount Dora is almost full. I think just 2 half tables left for my 70th retreat. That's why we got the little disco ball. We will have a little disco theme. Hard to believe that it's my 70th retreat. But we're going to have a great time in Mount Dora. We always do. And that's in April. All right. I see everyone saying hi. And that's because you all know what to do. If you're watching, make sure you comment and like so that you are entered in the drawing and a little bot sees you on there. All right. I guess we are ready to make our page. happy to be with you all tonight. My workshop gets so freezing in the winter, and this weather, of course, it's been so cold in Central Florida the last few days. I am out here just clutching a warm cup of lemon ginger tea, which is one of my favorites. Jammin' lemon ginger tea. And that is trying to keep me warm. All right, let's change this camera over to the overhead. Okay. So this is the project recipe we're doing. And if this is your first time watching, then it won't be a surprise to you that I will not be doing the page that is shown here. Well, for number one, the Christmas charm is basically sold out on the Creative Memories website. It was the Christmas collection that was released in October, and it was a huge hit. And yeah, it is hard to come by at this point. So you have to find someone that's still in possession of it if you are interested in getting your hands on it. But that is not the point of the project recipe. The point of the project recipe is to do the recipe and show you how you can do this project recipe, this Christmas charm project recipe, for whatever pictures you might be scrapbooking. And as is always the case, or usually the case on my Tuesday lives for Project Recipe, I like to scrapbook a past retreat. And so I am actually scrapbooking. I am scrapbooking Murphy, Georgia. So this is Retreat to the Mountains, July 2021. And it was retreat number 49. So actually January, I will be doing retreat number 50, which was at Mount Dora. And that's cool because we'll be doing retreat number 70 in Mount Dora in just a few months. Alrighty. So the first thing you have to do with your project recipe, and if you haven't seen them before, then I'm just going to briefly explain. So when you sign up for this event, you'll get a PDF. You'll get an email with a PDF link to it so that you can print these and you can save them. So that you'll have a cutting guide. One of the sheets is a cutting guide that tells you how many pieces of paper you need. So this says designer paper 1, designer paper 2. I like to look at where it is on the kind of visually on the page so that I can see what's being used as a mat or a decorative element. So this sheet is the red in the picture, and this sheet is the yellow in the picture. And that just kind of helps me when I need to pick my pieces of paper. So I'm doing a retreat in the mountains. So I actually, instead of, I also like to look to see if a reverse is used. That doesn't mean that you need to use the reverse. But like it says L is a reverse. So it's saying on that one, we're going to use a reverse. And this kind of has a tropical feel to it. So I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about using the reverse of this paper. But when I look at this, it really doesn't matter. You don't have to use the reverse. Some of the recipes, the paper's touching, so you kind of need the different prints. So it's more important to make sure that you can use the reverse on both sides. Another little different, so the Christmas charm shows the bow punch, which is new. But I'm actually going to show that on Tool Time with Tara. So I'm not going to use that tonight. Plus I'm doing Retreat to the Mountains. So I have two different tree punches that I'm going to be using on this page instead of the bows. All right, so I've got my pictures picked out, and we're gonna chop those up after we get the whole page laid out. And then I need to pick my background. So for the Christmas charm, obviously they use this green plaid. But I can't stay away from the wood grains, and especially with this page because it's retreat to the woods. Hello, I have to use the wood grain. So this was from the Wonderful Day wood grain designer paper pack. Now I think this also might have sold out during the promo. The collection is due to be around for a while, so I'm hoping that it will come back. I definitely stocked up. I'm going to use this lighter color wood. I think it's an oldie, Lori. I think that this single tree punch is an older one. I don't think it was part of a secret box or a promo. I can see if I can find out, and if it's something you're interested in, I can be on the lookout for it. Let me see. I think this is going to be good color. I think it's going to be a good contrast with the tree. So these are my background. I'm going to actually put those away and get to the cutting. All right. I don't need this. Well, I do, but not. I need this. So I'm going to start with designer paper number 1, and our first 2 steps are to punch the border. Now, when you're using a border punch like this that has the blue all the way down, and then that means it stays attached to the paper. Now, I kind of like it, especially with this one. That's where I like to rip the paper. And what's good is we already know, based on the cutting guide, we're going to have a little extra left over. So I think what I'm going to do, so that I can punch both the borders and rip down the middle of them, is I'm actually going to cut these first, these 4-inch strips. So I need a 4-inch strip because I need 3 4x6s. So I need a 4-inch strip and a 4-inch strip, and then I'm going to cut them both at 6. So I'm going to do that first because then I know whatever strip is left over is for my trees. So it's okay to kind of plan out your cuts that way. When you look at a recipe, take your time. You don't have to dive right in. It's not a race. What's that old adage? Measure twice, cut once. Sometimes I think, well, especially for me, when I get chatting, it happens even on lives where I'm talking and then I'm like, whoops, I just cut that wrong. So it definitely is good to measure twice and cut once. All right. So what I just did was cut these 4 things. Now this one is just for extra border punch. But actually, again, when I look at this, what that is for is to create this little tree out of bows and to put the bows up here. Well, I'm not doing that. I'm going to cut extra trees. So I am actually going to use this extra 4x6 to cut some trees. And so I can just set that off to the side. All right, so this is what I have to cut my trees. And to use these border punches, the first thing you want to do is look for these little black lines on the front, and they're on the inside. Now, if you have really old ones, actually, you won't even find these marks, and you won't find them on the inside. You can draw them with a Sharpie if you want, in your, on your own. But these are things that Creative Memories has added through the years from feedback, and I love that Creative Memories listens to the people using their products. So after you cut once, then you slide the paper through until your designs match up completely. You want them to cover the design completely, and if they don't, keep going. See, I thought I was in the right place, but I wasn't. You got to keep going until they line up. And so that last little tree is inside. See, there's the edge, but I kind of got to back it up. And if you start it right at that line, then it should finish. And that's going to look so pretty against that wood grain. So what I'm doing now, let's move this punch poop out of the way, is I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite edge. Because remember, this is the rest of my paper. Then I can kind of tear down the middle of it. Now it might be a little thick now that I'm looking at it. So we shall see. But these border punches are great, and hop on over to the website, not now, but after, for those holiday deals, because if there's one that you were like, oh, I kind of like it, I don't know, should I get it? Maybe. You can get them BOGO, and yeah, you got to pay for shipping, but these things are heavy. So $8.95. If you try to ship this, trust me, because I ship them to y'all when you buy them, and I have them in inventory. And to ship the 2 of these, way more than $8.95. All right. So now I'm going to tear these, and I'm going to make 2 cuts. So I want to pull away so that I get that nice torn edge. Now this isn't white core paper, but still you get that nice ripped edge. So, and I don't have to worry about it being perfect by any means. Now I can do the same thing over here and attempt to kind of get them the same. We do have tearing tools for this, but as usual, that would require me to remember to get it, and we can just kind of do it old school. So there are my trees for this page, and that first cutting guide is done. Now let's talk about this cutting guide. So this cutting guide has a lot of squares, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. We will have a little left. I don't know why they're not 4 by 4. I guess they won't fit. Well, that would, yeah, of course. Hello, Tara. They can't be 4 by 4, or they would be 12 inches, and then you wouldn't have any space around them. So they're going 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 right down here across the bottom. And I already decided when I was picking my pictures that I was going to fill all 6 of these boxes, and I wasn't going to fill this one, and this is going to be my journal box. So they've got the journal box down here. I'm going to not do a picture there. So this layout will actually, I have 10 pictures that I'm going to use, and then the journal box is going there. All right. So let's get to cutting. Why don't we? So we want to go 3 3/4. So 3 3/4. Let's make sure that I have this in the right spot. So 3 3/4 and 3 3/4. And then 4, and the next strip is 4 inches, and we're going to cut off that. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut that right now since I'm making these long cuts. Okay, that is garbage. I'm going to put this to the side. I'll come back to it. So 3 3/4. And we need 3 of these. Okay. And we're going to do it all over again. I'm going to make sure that I have the right one. And if I haven't said it before, I just love these project recipes. But of course I've said it before. And if you're here, chances are you love them too. I find I particularly will go to them when I am feeling like all of my pages are starting to look the same. We all have a style, a little scrapbook style. And so when I feel like, my last 3 pages look the same, that's when I start looking to the project recipe. All right, so I just cut that 4x6 while I'm talking. The next one is a 4x3. So I'm going to go here and then 2 2x2s. 2 2x2s. Two by 2. All right, because it was 4x4, so I don't need to cut that one. Okay, so that's it. We are done cutting. Well, hello, Denise. Welcome. All right. We are ready to assemble now. Oh, my background looks similarly. This paper background looks very similar to this background. All right, so time to follow my little guide to put this all together. So 3 of these little squares are going to go down across the bottom. And thanks everyone for hopping on here, and do stay around because we will do an in the feed drawing for some CM credits, which will go a little farther than usual because of the holidays that's going on right now. All right, so those 3 go across the bottom, and then we're going to put our trees right there, and then we've got a mat. Nope, just kidding. See, this is where you have to look at what matches. So this peach color matches this, so that's going to go there. We move these down a little bit. And then the 4x6 of this is going to go here. Now it called for the reverse, and I believe the picture that I'm going to use for that, I can decide later, is going to go. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. These pajamas that everyone got was the reason why I chose this color as my accent color. Plus I thought it would just looked super fun. So we'll come back to that. Now it's time for me to stick these down. Grab ye old tape runner here. Move this paper underneath because it's sticking out and I can't rightly see. So project recipes are a good opportunity to use some repositionable tape, though you did not see me use some right there. Because sometimes when you're doing project recipes, you need to readjust things. And so, like right now, and that just helps not destroy your paper when you have to move things around multiple times. So I'm gonna do that. Let me do that. And then I'm gonna move this. Oh, well, thanks for hopping on. Oh, Joanne and Creative Cindy, they're watching on YouTube, and I appreciate that you are here. Let's see. My daughter lives in Australia. So what time is it there, Joanne? Let's see. It's 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. So 10:30 Wednesday. Welcome. Maybe you're just finished your brekkie. All right, we're just putting this project recipe together. I am going to leave very little space between these two. between these so that I can fit this mat on without touching the trees, so that there is a little bit of a gap. And there we go. All right, so the first we've got the first page done, and now we're ready to move on to the second page. There's a pretty large gap here, but these next two are pretty close to, you're kidding, Denise. I'm so happy to hear that. You know, you are not the first person that recently has used a CM tape runner and told me, and they're so happy. I guess, you know, some people have used the really old, you know, the old ones where the tape came out the top and they were kind of a nightmare. And so a lot of people are rediscovering the tape runner. For me, I could not function without it. That is for sure. All right, so we're just going to get these going along the bottom here. And I like to take my other page so that I can line up these kind of elements that go across both pages so that they're, you know, kind of the same, in the same position-ish. Done is better than perfect after all, but that way, since these will be sitting next to each other in a book, they will flow nicely. Okay, and then we've got these two are going to go right here. And then we've got this little baby one over here. And like I said, that I will add some white paper to and make that my journal box. It's almost time to put on those pictures, and this page came together so quickly. I do love pages that project recipes that just use 2 sheets of paper. I am drawn to them, and I love when they use almost all of the paper. I love when I really don't have any scraps that I feel torn, like I need to keep. Okay, so here's what I was talking about that can happen with kind of where we've got the same overlap. So I probably just won't even use these little 2x2 squares that were supposed to go up here in this corner. I'll see once I put the picture on. Because my intent was to punch some trees to go in there. So we're going to see. Yes, I do make cards. Yes, the old CM tape runners. I mean, the really old ones. We're talking the old style where the tape came off the top. I mean, we're going back, I don't know, 15 years or so. So in general, that adhesive. But these new tape runners are amazing, and they are refillable, so you can keep your cases. And then occasionally they come out with little specialty cases or put them in the secret boxes. And I love it because it helps me keep track of the different kinds of tape runners. I am not making Christmas cards this year because Creative Memories has a box set, and it's just so cute that I don't do a Christmas card kit. I will be doing December cards, but they will be right before New Year's, my December card kit. And they will be New Year kind of theme. Not New Year theme because, you know, not many people send out a bunch of New Year cards, but they will be super fun as always. And we will be live on Facebook to do them. All right, so this picture is going to go there. And this is so sharp that you definitely don't want to keep that arm up in between cuts. I just wanted to get that one on there. And then I'm going to think about how I'm going to lay out these other. I picked some pictures. I didn't crop them on the computer because I knew they were going in these squares. And I thought if I could cut, we might be able to squeeze us all on there with just, losing. Now, what's ironic, but I tend to not scrapbook pictures of us scrapbooking. So my tagline for my Creative Memories retreat, or not my Creative Memories retreats, for the Memory Maniacs retreats, are memories saved, memories made. And this was a week-long scrapbook retreat in the mountains. Now, Mount Dora has 42 people registered, I think, already. And so here we are with just like 12 of us or 10 of us or something. So a small group, but it was for a week. And we did so many things. So and not everybody did all the things, people were able to pick and choose what they wanted to do. But we went to a vineyard, we went to a winery, and we went to an ice cream shop, and we saw alpacas. When I was looking at all these pictures, I thought, goodness, we did a lot this retreat. And here's the little, what are those called? And so I had to go back in Memory Manager and check the dates. And I said, oh my goodness, did we really do all that on one retreat? But we really did. We really did do all this on one retreat. The vineyard, the tubing, the hike to a waterfall. Oh, we went gem mining. We did alpaca, but these are just little stretch breaks. little stretch breaks. We did lots of scrapbooking too, promise. So let me get these trimmed up. Now, the cutting guide, most of them call for a 1/4 inch mat all the way around. So these would be 3.5 by 5.5, but I prefer a thinner mat. So I just trim off, instead of a 1/4 inch on both sides, instead of a 1/2 inch, I like to do a quarter inch. And the flowers are so pretty. This was by the little ice cream shop that we went to. I thought I actually had an ice cream picture for here. But I will leave it there. Let's see. I'm going to take some off the top of this one, some clouds, and some off the bottom. It was a fun retreat, Lori. Lori drove down to meet us because most of us are in Florida, but she is not. Oh, I forgot. These are 3 3/4. So I got to go 3.5 on these. Now, if you don't have this new trimmer, which I mentioned is oh so very sharp, you do really need to get it. It is amazing, and it's so nice that you can crop larger photos too, because it goes to 9 inches. So you don't have to just limit yourself to 4x6. The old personal trimmers were amazing and lasted forever. Not to disparage them, because they were wonderful. But I just love the size of this. I love that I don't have to pick up my big trimmer for everything over a 4x6. To me, that is such a time saver. Okay. Oh, put that down, Kara. All right, so we can get these loaded up. I did print a picture of the Sunday. This ice cream shop we went to in Murphy Georgia, which is north of Atlanta in the mountains, made these amazing sundaes, like they were a foot tall. So of course all the scrapbookers were all about, we had a photo shoot, needless to say, with everyone got, regular size ice creams, but just for the photo shoot, I ordered the big one so that we could all take pictures of it for our scrapbooks. All right. Once you get, and I love recipes like this where I'm making the same cuts as far as size goes over and over again. That way I don't get myself confused. I know I'm just taking a 1/4 inch off of both sides of the 4x6. And since I'm just doing a 2-page spread of this retreat, which was clearly long, I'm so glad I picked a recipe that I can fit 10. I am going to lose part of my face, but that's okay. I'm putting my finger where 3.5 is, so I can just kind of sight to see where I don't want to lose this adorable alpaca. I'd rather lose part of my face. And I know that kind of goes against all of, kind of is hard to do at first. And that's why I think some people don't like the project recipes, because you have to do things like that to make your picture kind of fit into the recipe. But once you've done some and really kind of embraced the look and the process, if you will, it gets a lot easier to just say, you know what, I don't need my whole face. I can still see this alpaca kissing me, but I can fit. Oh, look, I think we're going to fit. Sue B, I'm only going to have to cut off your arm. I think we can all fit in here in this picture. And I can... All right. I think I'm going to switch this over here. And the reason I did that was because we're all wearing red shirts here, and this has some red. I kind of wanted to offset them so that I didn't have this, string of red going down. Okay, now the only thing I have left to do, of course, because I won't have you sit through the journaling part, is I want to cut out some trees. And now this, I love to cut out things from the inside of a mat, because you can still, use this as a mat. So I can come over on this other side. So I can get 3 out of there, and then I can still use this mat. See, I'm going to end up saving something after all. All right. So I used a regular tape runner to attach this because I had enough room down here. But on these with the holes, I'm definitely going to choose my repositionable tape. And I know it's repositionable because I can see the green through. And then I can just run this on the tree and it just sticks to the paper. So for things that are holy, it's perfect. And then I can add a tree here and add a tree here. And then I've got room for a title. I can put Murphy, Georgia. And what did I say? This was retreat number. I don't think I like that crooked. retreat number 49. All right, so I'm going to add, let's see, do I have any white paper here handy? Well, you know what I do have, and this is something I've shared before, but it's worth mentioning again, just so that you know. Whoops. These, oh, so this is something I do. If I've opened a paper pack, I kind of rip that edge so that I know, mainly just as an advisor, so I don't try to sell something I've already, used. Where's my cutting guide real quick? This piece was a 4x3, so I'm going to go, but these inserts are made, are photo safe, just like the paper that's in them. So you can actually use these covers, yeah, well, the little sheets for the paper packs, you can use the white paper in them. So I'm going to go 1 3/4 by 2 3/4, and I'm doing that. Gee, that looks really thin. I don't know if that's gonna do it, but we shall see. No, that's not right. It's 3x4. Good night. Good night. Good night. All right, so that cut is right, but now I just need to go down to the 4. Okay, so let's start at the 2, and I'm going to come down to the 4. And this is, I almost did it again. Okay. All right, so I didn't just cut a whole strip off. I can throw this back in. Oh, well, hi, Frida. Welcome. Okay, so I've got a little bit of a dangler here. I'm just gonna slice that off real quick. And now I've got my journal box ready to go. So if you're just throw away those insert papers, next time pause. don't throw it away, and that way you can use it for a journal box on your page. All right, so here we are. I think we can get it all in there. That is Murphy, Georgia, retreat number 49. And let's see, we're going back to Helen next year, and we will be starting Wednesday, and we will go all the way through Sunday night. So arriving Wednesday, departing Monday. And registration is not open yet, but it will be in early 2024. So we would love to have you come to Helen, Georgia. And if you've never been to Helen, it was our first time, my first time last year, and we had a great time. And so if you've never been, maybe it's on your bucket list, but you will want to come with us. It's great because you can go with other women, and we just have a great time. Of course, look at all the fun we have. It's a great group, the Memory Maniacs, if I do say so. That's why we keep hanging out. And I'll be with some of you on our 15th scrapbook cruise in January. That is super exciting too. We had to take a hiatus for COVID, so our last one was 2020. So we are all very excited to get back to scrapping in the Caribbean. All right, so this was the Christmas charm project recipe. You still have time to go on to DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com. Not yet, because we don't want you to miss the drawing, but you have time if you didn't sign up to do that, so that you get the PDF. And you can see this is a great project recipe to fit 10 pictures on, or 11 if you didn't have a journal box, but you should have a journal box. Don't forget the story. I know I don't do it in front of you. It's a little like watching paint dry, I feel like. I'm not going to subject you to that. I could, if I had myself really together, I could do that ahead of time. But anyway, I got to scrapbook my 49th. And if you've been watching for a while, you know that during COVID, when I started lives, I started with the first retreat and I've just been working my way through. So this is my 49th 2-page spread also on Facebook Live. And so I have filled 2 albums with retreats. So it's really great. And I feel like that's a testimony to, I just do 1 2-page spread a month and what has happened over the course of 4 years. You just keep doing, so even if you don't have time to do a page a day or 2-page spread a day, just do a 2-page spread a month. Just hop on the Project Recipe first Tuesday of every month and do some pages in your own scrapbook. And it's just amazing how it adds up over time. I think a lot of times we don't give ourselves enough grace. Many of us have scrapbooks that we're working on that are from 20 years ago or 30 years ago or whatever, or our kids are, our children are 25 now and they're still, babies in the scrapbook, but it's okay. Just, it's that old adage, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's what scrapbooking is. And just have fun while you do it. All right. So let's see who our lucky winner is. Don't jump off just because I'm talking again, because if the person's not here, we will draw again. And don't, if maybe you're an advisor, so you don't have to, you don't have to order from me. I can send it to your CM account. And those of you watching on YouTube, if your name is selected, I will comment my email address so that you can send me your email address so that I can send you CM credits. Whew, okay. Oh, Cindy, I appreciate that. We have one of our scrappy ladies who we like to say she scrapbooks live, and I don't think she's watching tonight, Debbie. But at our events, she has one of those portable printers and she scrapbooks like while we're away together. It's amazing. By the end of the weekend, she's already scrapbooked the event. It's like those people that paint at weddings and they like paint the wedding like right there. That's her. She scrapbooks. She scrapbooks while life is happening. Like I said, it's amazing. One time she came to a card class at the ice cream shop. And before she left the ice cream shop, she printed the pictures of us making cards at the ice cream shop, and her pages were done. So it's really great. All right. What was I doing? I'm doing the drawing. Let's do it. And may the odds be ever in your favor, everyone. Just hopefully you be on. It's true, Cindy. She does. Oh, and Cindy, you are the winner tonight. So I will put my email on this YouTube and ask you to reach out to me. And so then you can email me and I will send you some CM credits. So congratulations, Cindy. And thank you, everyone, for being on here. Don't forget, I won't be live next Tuesday, but you'll definitely want to be watching because I will do a giveaway next week for sure. And so say a little prayer for my marathon as I tackle the 26 miles in Honolulu. So until I see you again, stay scrappy, my friends. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.